Good morning. Let's get 1% better every morning with this podcast. If you find it helpful, don't share it. Keep it to yourself. Today, we're diving into something pretty exciting, actually. A big question. What if you could really fundamentally transform your life? And not over years, but like in just 2 months.
Yeah, and look, forget those New Year's resolutions that fizzle out by February.
Exactly. We're talking about a genuine shift, something that sticks.
And it's not just, positive thinking or wishful thinking. This is actually a practical roadmap. It's grounded in how our brains work. It's designed for real, lasting change for you.
Okay, so you mentioned 2 months. There's a specific reason for that time frame, isn't there? The 60 days.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It comes down to some fascinating research. It shows that on average, it takes about 66 days to properly form a new habit.
66 days? Well,
Yeah, so just over 2 months. That's the average time for something new to become automatic, to literally, rewire the pathways in your brain.
that really changes the perspective. It feels achievable, not like some impossible mountain to climb.
It does. It's not overnight, but it's a structured path. You can actually cement new behaviors.
So if we've got this 60-day window, this potential, where on earth do you start? Sounds like a lot.
Start small, really small, with something called the domino habit.
The domino habit. Okay, explain that.
It's basically one tiny habit, often seems insignificant, but it sets off a chain reaction, a positive one.
Like, give me an example.
Okay, think about making your bed. Seems trivial, right?
Yeah.
But doing that one small thing often leads to keeping the whole room tidier. Or maybe tackling another small task you've been putting off.
Right? I can see that.
Or maybe doing just 5 minutes of stretching in the morning. Surprisingly, that can lead you to make healthier food choices later in the day. It's about that initial momentum, that first domino falling.
Leveraging tiny wins. Okay, so how do we actually build these domino habits? You mentioned a framework.
Yes, the habit loop. It's a simple 3-step process. Cue, routine, reward.
Cue, routine, reward. Got it. So the cue is the trigger.
Exactly. It tells your brain, okay, time to do the thing, like your alarm clock going off in the morning. That's a cue.
Alarm rings. Cue. Then the routine. And this is where the micro habit idea comes in.
Precisely. The key here is to make the routine, the action itself, ridiculously small.
Ridiculously small. Like how small? If I want to say read more.
Instead of read more, which is vague, your routine is read 1 page. Just one.
1 page.
Or if you want to get in shape, don't aim for an hour workout. Start with do 1 push-up.
Seriously. 1 push-up.
Yep. The goal is making it so easy, so tiny that your brain just can't argue. You can't say no to 1 push-up or 1 page. Consistency, even at that micro level, is what actually builds the habit pathway.
That removes all the overwhelm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes it feel possible. Okay, so cue, routine. What's the last part?
The reward, and this is absolutely vital. Don't skip this.
Why is it so important?
Because the reward is what tells your brain, hey, that routine we just did, that was good, remember it, do it again.
Okay, so it closes the loop.
Exactly. It could be super simple, like the feeling of accomplishment, or just putting a check mark on a tracker. Maybe a small, healthy treat. It solidifies the habit.
You know, you see this domino effect with really successful people. I remember reading about entrepreneurs who swear by their early morning routine as that first domino.
Absolutely. It sets the tone for the entire day. Focus, clarity.
Which brings us nicely to the first practical step for everyone listening. The first 30-day challenge. The miracle morning routine.
Okay, let's break it down.
For the next 30 days, the challenge is simple. Wake up just 30 minutes earlier than usual
30 minutes seems doable.
and follow a really simple 4-step routine. 1, hydrate, just drink a glass of water.
Good start.
2, move light stretching, maybe a quick 5-minute workout, nothing intense.
Get the blood flowing.
3, journal, write down just 3 things you're grateful for. Quick gratitude practice.
Powerful.
And 4, plan, identify your single most important task, your MIT, for the day.
Just one main thing to focus on.
Exactly. And look, if 30 minutes feels like too much at first, start with 15. The key really is just doing it consistently, every day.
Consistency trumps intensity here. So that's the first 30 days, building that foundation of positive action. But then to really lock in the transformation, we need to work on the underlying mindset.
Right. The engine driving the actions.
Precisely. So for the next 30 days, days 31 to 60, the focus shifts to cultivating a growth mindset.
Explain that. What is a growth mindset versus, say, a fixed one?
So a fixed mindset is believing your abilities, your intelligence, are basically set in stone. You either have it or you don't. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that you can develop your abilities through, dedication, hard work, learning from mistakes.
So it's about seeing challenges not as threats, but as opportunities.
Exactly. It's embracing the struggle because that's where growth actually happens. It's a fundamental shift.
Okay, it sounds good in theory.
Mm.
How do you actually do that? How do you cultivate it day to day?
3 practical strategies. First, embrace the power of yet. Yeah. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, just add that one word. I can't do this yet.
Okay. It reframes it instantly, makes it temporary.
Second, focus on the process, not just the outcome. Celebrate the effort you put in, the progress you're making, not just whether you hit the final goal immediately.
Value the journey, not just the destination.
You got it. And third, actively seek out challenges. Consciously step outside your comfort zone on a regular basis.
That reminds me of stories like Sarah Blakely, the Spanx founder, talking about how her dad encouraged failures as learning moments. That's pure growth mindset, isn't it?
Absolutely. Reframing failure as feedback. It's critical.
Which leads perfectly into the second 30-day challenge, the Growth Zone Challenge.
This is where you put that mindset into practice.
So for the second month, the challenge is do one thing every single day that pushes you slightly outside your comfort zone.
Just one thing. It doesn't have to be huge.
Right. Maybe it's finally starting to learn that language, or speaking up with an idea in a meeting when you normally wouldn't.
Or initiating a conversation with someone new. Anything that feels a little uncomfortable, a little stretchy.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And that's the essence of growth. And to help you stick with it, there's a great tool. Implementation intentions.
Implementation intentions. Sounds technical.
It's actually super simple. It's just making an if-then plan. Pre-deciding when and where you'll do your growth activity.
Okay,
Like, if it's Tuesday evening after dinner, then I will spend 20 minutes working on my Spanish lesson.
so you remove the decision-making fatigue in the moment.
Exactly. It makes follow-through way more likely because the decision is already made.
So putting it all together, the first 30 days, you build that miracle morning habit foundation.
Rewiring your actions.
Then the next 30 days, you layer on the Growth Zone Challenge, actively stretching yourself and embedding that growth mindset.
Building the mental resilience and adaptability.
And that, in just 60 days, creates this powerful combination for real, sustainable transformation. It's not just about habits. It's about building a new you, really.
It really is. And the most empowering thought here, I think, is that you are the architect. You're in control. These tools, this roadmap, they give you the power to actively build an extraordinary life. It's not just going to happen to you.
A powerful final thought indeed. You hold the blueprint. If you found this deep dive helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more episodes.